This is Mavericks All Access with Omaha Athletics, hosted by Anna Bellinghausen.
Welcome into Mavericks All Access. I'm Anna Bellinghausen. We've got men's basketball up here first today. Coach Crutch, Frankie Fidler. Also, Jay Sean. First of all, you're a freshman too up here on the stage. How's it feel?
It feels great.
You're already in the spotlight.
Wow. Yeah, it's wild. I like it.
Coach Crutch, just the assessment on the season so far, where these guys are at right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're not where we plan to be, obviously, but I like what they've done. They've continued to compete, continue to fight. Even though we haven't had the success that I thought we would have in the first year, but we're laying the foundation for the future that I know is really, really good. And I just think we continue to do that, we'll have something to build on in the seasons to come here. So, but I like their fight. I like the way they're competing in games. Our youth did catch up to us a little bit right there in the middle of the conference season. So, and that's expected when you got a young team. And this league is an older, more physical league than where we're at right now.
Frankie, the last time we talked on the stage, it was preseason. What's been the things you've learned the most about yourself and the squad from that day to right now?
I think just taking it day by day and game by game. And then like Coach said, just every week being ready to compete at practice and get better every day.
And then Jay Sean, for you, we already mentioned it, a freshman coming into this program. What's been the biggest learning steps for you here?
Just staying consistent and disciplined on basketball in general. You know, it's been a big leap coming from a small town into playing Division I basketball. So I've always just tried to stay disciplined and consistent.
Pretty cool playing at Baxter Arena coming from a small town.
Oh, man, it's lovely.
I know we love it. We love the fans, and we've seen the ups and downs throughout the season, but this team's obviously stayed together. What do you think about the identity of this group, Coach?
Well, I think it's a group that's going to continue, that will compete, they'll fight. Been some games where, you know, it could have went in a direction and could have went to 30 or it could have went to 40, and those guys stayed in there and was able to fight. So we're building a foundation of guys that are going to compete every single night, and we just got to continue to get better. The biggest thing, we just got to get bigger and get more physical. That way we can compete in those kind of games.
Are we going to hit the weight room after this?
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
Well, it's an exciting group because of the youth. You got Frankie, you got Jay Sean, you got Luke, JJ. You could go on and on about the youth of this squad. What's it been like coaching a younger team?
It's had its moments. I don't have any hair, so I couldn't lose any hair. But it's starting to turn gray, the little hair that I do have. But no, it's been fun because every day is a challenge. Every day you get a chance to see guys grow. And, of course, there's some frustration in there because some days they take a step back. And that's what young, immature players do. And we're talking about consistency. We're talking about just guys understanding and being able to carry over from practice to games week to week. And the games that we've struggled in have been games where, you know, we hadn't been able to focus it. And when you change a game plan within the 24-hour period, that's been the struggle for a young basketball team.
For you guys playing with all the younger guys and then also learning from the veterans as well, who we just saw on senior night, what does it mean knowing that you're going to be this foundation of a program?
It means a lot knowing that, you know, the younger guys can learn from me on and off the court and just kind of me being a role model towards them for their basketball career here.
How about you and what you've learned?
I've just learned to take it day by day. You can't get everything in one sitting. So I've just been experiencing as my freshman year has been going. So.
For sure. Well, also with the youth comes a lot of learning, right? Have you learned about TikTok? I'm sure you learned about different slang words. Coach, how about that on that aspect? What have these guys taught you?
They've taught me how to dance a little bit. I don't try it. I'll just watch, you know. Then I might go home and try it a little bit before I try it in front of a group of people. So I'm on TikTok a little bit, not as much as I like. Okay. But no, just being around them is so fun because I have kids that's their age a little bit, and it's just unique to see how things have evolved in the last 3 years on TikTok and even music and dancing has changed a little bit. So
there was a tweet sent out, and the title of it was Coach Dripfield. What did you guys think of that?
I don't know what they were talking about.
I don't know. I like it. Coach Dripfield.
No, the suits are good on you guys, especially you.
Yeah, he be looking sharp. He looks sharp.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we know that the pregame outfits are really important to you guys. I also saw some pretty cool ones. You were rocking a UNO hockey jersey,
Oh, yeah.
one of the photos. How important is that pregame fit?
Of course, you like this new generation that loves the drip, but I'm more so focused on the game. But I enjoy it.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, of course.
Frankie, come on. What about you?
Look good, play good. That's my mindset.
There you go. Well, you guys got one more game at Denver, and then postseason play hits, obviously, a completely new season. But focusing on that Denver game, what's going to be the biggest part for you, Coach?
Well, obviously, we're going to someone else's arena, and we have to focus. We hadn't been great on the road, I think one of those situations where we beat Denver here at our place, and I'm sure they're trying to get a game back, and we're fighting for that spot at the end of the deal. So it had some relevancy to it because you don't want to finish last in the league. So I told those guys today, we're fighting for something here, just to not finish. We was picked last. We don't want to finish last, and that's the story of that game. So we're gonna go over and compete and then get ready to play Denver, a good Denver team.
Frankie, what kind of motivation does that bring for the team, knowing there is a stake there?
Yeah, I think it's just extra motivation. We want to win it, but knowing that the last place or the 7th place is at stake, we're gonna have a little more fire to us to win this game.
Jay Sean, how about you? How does that add to that fire?
I think they hit it right on. I'm just here to compete. So, yeah.
Love it. Well, postseason play, like I mentioned, a whole new season. You've competed with these teams throughout the season in the Summit League, including Oral Roberts, a team that's obviously the one to beat, 16-0 in conference play. What kind of confidence does that give you in your squad, knowing that you could hang with those guys?
Well, that's the encouraging thing about it all. Like, we hadn't been really beat really bad by anybody in our league, and we competed with teams, for 30 minutes, maybe 35 in certain games. So, and when you mentioned Oral Roberts, a team that's winning our league, we match up really, really well with them and played them really close in both of the games this season. So it gives you encouragement knowing that when you get to Sioux Falls, there's a chance that you could win that thing. That's why they call it March Madness. So we're going to go in there and compete and fight and try to create some madness if we can.
Frankie, I feel like you love madness, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have to. I mean, we were talking preseason. You were talking about ruining Kansas's championship parade little thing. It didn't end up as you wanted to. You still got to play at Allen Fieldhouse, though. What does it mean having a chance at a postseason run, and you never know? You could end up in March Madness. Crazier things have happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's like March is a crazy month. Anything can happen, and I mean, I'm here for it. I love all of it. If we can make a deep run, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I feel like our team is very capable of doing it.
From your perspective, Jay Sean, you're just in high school gym zone. Now we're talking about March Madness. I'm sure it feels a little crazy to you. How do you take everything moment by moment and putting yourself in those shoes and saying, hey, we got a shot here to make a run in that postseason?
Yeah, I just listen to what my teammates don't know, like my older teammates tell me, and then what the coaching staff tell me. They always tell me to just stay disciplined and stay consistent on what I'm doing. So, I mean, for me, I don't know. It's just crazy for being a freshman experience. So,
right.
I mean, I just try to take it day by day, really.
It's going to be exciting being up in Sioux Falls for your first time. And then also, Coach, you know what it takes to make a postseason run. You've been on many different squads throughout the Division I ranks. What do you think it takes for a team to be good in that postseason and make a run?
I think first there has to be a connection there with that team, and I think we have a team that's connected. We have great chemistry. They're together. They're continue to fight. We've been some, we lose 7 to 8 games in a row. There's an element that's set in on a team, and especially with a young basketball team that, they could quit easily. They could easily quit and go the other direction. And these guys didn't do it. They continue to fight. So that's the other thing that gives you hope when you go into postseason play, that they're going to continue to fight and compete every single day. And all it takes is one game, one momentum swing, and I mean, you see a team win 4 games in a row like it's nothing, and that could happen. And I've seen it, and I know it could happen with this team just because the parity in our league is really, really close.
Frankie, being one of the leaders on the squad, how have you kept that motivation that Coach is talking about right there and staying together?
Yeah, I think just every week, just coming in the new week, being ready to compete and trying to get better every week, because we know, the season didn't really go the way we all wanted it to, but we all still believe that there's a chance at the end of the year that we can get hot and win the Summit League.
Jay Sean, let's talk about you a little bit more. I feel like we haven't nailed you with questions yet. Okay. Minnesota born and raised, so I'm not going to apologize about the snow in Omaha at all.
Right.
And there's a snowstorm coming up there too, so I'm sure you're better off here.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. There's more snow in Minnesota than is here.
No, yeah, I'm aware. Apparently a big storm coming through, but for you, what was the thing that drew you to Omaha initially?
I would have to say Coach Brown. I loved him. He recruited me, and he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. So whenever he transferred or got the job here, the first person he recruited was me. So,
what's been your first impression of Omaha then when you first got here?
I love it here, really. I mean, it's better than the weather is better than Minnesota. I'll tell you that. But other than that, it's a great atmosphere. The fans are lovely. The campus is beautiful, and I'm just grateful and blessed to be here.
And then Coach Crutch, how have you built that relationship and him being your coach? Obviously, it's his first year too, your first year.
Right. I love Coach Crutch. He's always getting on me, on whether that's on both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively, whether that's being aggressive on offense and trying to dictate on defense. So he's been always pushing me to become a better version of myself. So it's love. Well,
you can see all of that come to fruition, getting into that starting lineup as well. What does it mean seeing your name announced every single night at Baxter now, getting in that lineup?
Yeah, it's crazy. I just put the work in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Coach, what do you have to say about him? I mean, he's too humble for me to ask a question about himself.
Let me tell you what, he's really, really worked. I mean, he came in as a freshman. He had no idea what he was coming into. And he did work early in the year, in the summer into the fall. Then he took about a month off where he just decided to be a freshman. And he lost his way, I say. I always tell people he lost his way. But we pulled him back in, and he got back to work again. And the results start to show in his play. I mean, you talk about a guy that increased his field goal percentage, his free throw percentage. I mean, he just got back in the gym every morning at 8:30 with Coach Brown, started working. And his confidence started to grow. And now you're seeing a really, really complete player. He's not there where he's going to be yet, but he has a big upside, and his future is really bright.
Frankie, what have you seen from Jay Sean this season?
From the very first time I saw him, we played open gym.
Oh, wow.
And we were playing like 10 feet off him because he couldn't shoot like one bit. But, I mean, he's clearly worked on that, and he put his mind to becoming a better shooter every day, and that's what he did. And one thing at practice he brings is competitiveness every day. So we're lucky to have him.
All right, Frankie, now it's your turn. You're an Omaha kid. You've been here. You've seen UNO. You've been around the Creighton area, Nebraska. You've seen all of the basketball throughout, and all the greats come through here. Right now, you're on an 8-game streak, scoring in double figures. Last 3 games, 20 points plus. It's been really impressive to watch you grow. How have you handled that pressure and being the number 1 guy in that scouting report from other teams? And you're not a secret anymore. Everyone knows about Frankie Fidler.
Yeah, I think like at the beginning of the year, I struggled a little bit. But as the year went on, I kind of just took what the game brought to me, took what the game brought to me, and just take open shots and smart shots. And just these past few games, I've been able to actually make some shots finally. So
I would say so. I mean, 20 points plus the past 3 games. That's pretty good, Frankie.
Yeah, thank you.
What's it been like getting used to Coach Crutch's system and just having him as a coach now?
It's great. He's super hard on. Well, I wouldn't say super hard, but he expects a lot out of me every practice, every game. And I think that just helps me expect a lot out of myself and make me be the best player I can be.
And, Coach, just watching Frankie grow from the day you met him to right now, what have you seen?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's gotten better defensively. That was the first thing that we had to work on, and just teaching them how the nuances of how to score, and how to counter the right way when a defender is trying to take something away. We watched a lot of film with him because he was doing a lot of things wrong early in the year, and he was putting a lot of pressure on himself to score, and he was the key in everybody's scout report early in the year, and they was taking so many things away, and he was frustrated. I was frustrated, and we ran a lot of things for him to get him some shots, and it just wasn't happening. So we had to go back to the drawing board and kind of reshape some things and redo some things offensively. Now, I think we're gotten to the end now where he's starting to realize where and how to get his shots now, no matter what the defense is doing. So he's grown a lot in our system, and that's why I'm excited, even more excited about next year, what he's going to be next year.
Jay-Sean, how about learning from a guy like Frankie?
Oh, man. Where do I start? I mean, I see him come in every day, and, he's always working on his craft, but the thing that really impresses me is him encouraging his teammates, whether that be encouraging the older guys or encouraging the youth, as in me and, Tony. He always tell us, good shot or make the next one or let's get a stop here. So he's always encouraging them. One thing that I do like is when he get hot on the court, there was a moment on the court where he was just shooting threes and he was making everything. And there was a moment I looked at one of the players on the opposite team and I told him, I was like, oh, he heating up. So it's getting bad for them. So it was a great moment for me. And that's one of the things I like about Frank. He's real quiet though. So you got to talk to him a lot to get to know him. So.
Have you ever told Frankie you said that?
No. Usually,
what's your reaction?
Usually, I'm going at Frankie neck every day in practice. I'm trying to get him every day.
I mean, thanks, man.
Frankie, we mentioned it, just being from Omaha. How do you want to set the precedent for other kids in Omaha to want to rep the O and play for Omaha and just be that hometown kid?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like, you're from here and you're playing at Baxter Arena with a bunch of great fans, and then a lot of them as well. That's a real enjoyable part about being here.
And Coach Crutch, how do you want to maintain that talent in Nebraska and Omaha, specifically a guy like Frankie as well?
Well, I think, first of all, we got to identify those kids early on when they're young, and then we got to recruit them because some of them go from 0 to 60 really fast, and not being recruited all of a sudden one summer blow up and then they're being recruited by the Big Ten or a bigger league. So we got to identify those kids early, and we got to continue to recruit them no matter what happens. And if we feel like they're good enough and talented enough to play in our program, we got to go after them, and that's what we've done to this point with all the young kids in the state and all the surrounding areas. We're just going to recruit really, really hard and continue to try to upgrade our talent as much as we can.
Yeah, speaking of surrounding talent, Grant Stubblefield, one of the commits now for Omaha, he had the chance to play football and basketball at K-State, but chose to go to Omaha. What was that recruit process like for you and him?
Well, I told him I played football too, and I talked him out of playing football for sure. I did that. But no, he's a really, really talented player. He's tough, and he's a combo guard, could play some point, and we saw him early, and we loved what he did in the AAU this summer, and we thought he was a great fit. His parents are educators, and he's a great student, a great kid, and he's going to be part of the foundation that takes this program to the NCAA tournament one day. So we're excited about him coming in.
As a coach and recruiter, what do you look for in student athletes to bring them to a program like Omaha?
Well, obviously there has to be some talent there,
Right.
Then there's a competitive spirit that you have to evaluate and see, because I think if you're a competitor, like Frankie and Jay-Sean, those guys are going to continue to work to get better. And just like Jay-Sean, Frankie said he couldn't shoot. He was an average shooter when he got here. Now he's shooting 50% from the three-point line. So guys that have a competitive spirit are going to always compete, and they're always going to work to get better. So if you give them a blueprint on what they need to do, if they're a competitor, they're going to work, and they're going to compete, and they're going to get better. And that's what we want to do. We want to develop all our kids and make sure they get better and max out their talent. And I think if we do that, then our program will max out.
You talk about development of players. You also watch your seniors on senior day. 3 of them move on with their lives as well. I want to bring up the 3 seniors and just give you guys the floor to talk about what they've meant to the program. We'll start with you, Jay-Sean, in the short time you got to hang out with them and share the O.
I love them. Grant, He's funny, little country boy. I like him though. Nicole, he's also a country guy. Yep. Me and Nicole, we have the same. We live in the same dorm room or whatever, so we always listen to music and just chill out. So he's a good guy, and I like them all.
Yeah, Kyle, you like him?
Yeah, I love Kyle. He shoots. You know, Kyle can shoot the ball crazy. So sometimes I just sit and watch him shoot on the court, and it's crazy what he can shoot. So.
How about you, Frankie, and just the impact of those seniors?
Yeah, just like last year and this year, they're all good guys, and every time I'm with them, it's just an enjoyable moment. And then on the court, sometimes you can get away from having fun, and then you realize that you're with Kyle, Grant, or Carl, or even the other teammates, and it's just like they help you have fun on the court while still being competitive and still loving the game.
And, Coach, having your first year of seniors as a head coach, what do those guys mean to you?
I'll tell you what, it means a lot because they're the foundation. They're the foundation of his program. And I told him the other night at senior night, like when this program win the championship, you guys are going to get a ring because you're the foundation of what we're building. And they've done an unbelievable job of being ambassadors for our program. They're great students. They represented us all the right way, and their careers are coming for an end here. But they've been fabulous. They've been fabulous here, and I'm glad I had a chance to coach them.
All right, before I get to some fun questions for you guys, Coach, as we wrap up this segment, biggest keys for this last game at Denver and then the motivation for the postseason, your message to the team.
Well, the biggest key in this game coming up with Denver probably would be our interior defense. They got a big guy that can really, really score and keep them out of the lane. I think our interior defense, this is a team that only is averaging 4.7 3-pointers a game, which is lowest in the country. So we can't let them get hot from three or run their offense where they're getting the ball to the paint and getting the ball to the basket. So it's going to be a defensive challenge for us. And what was your other question?
A message just for the team going in that Summit League tournament.
Well, I just want to give them hope and encouragement that anything can happen in March. And we talked about that today, about no matter where we finish in our league, when you get to Sioux Falls, it's a whole new season. It's everybody's 0-0, and it don't matter what you did. I don't think the seeding even matter really because anybody could beat anybody in this league. So we just want them to be encouraged and have hope that anything can happen and have a dream of going to the big dance. And it starts there. If they could do that, then you take it game by game. Anything can happen.
As always, Coach, thank you. Feel free to chime in, though, on these questions because I think you'll like them. So we're going to give out some superlatives for some of your teammates. You can also pick each other as well for these questions. So once they listen back to this, maybe you'll have some conversations afterwards, but that's not up to me. All right, first question for both you guys. Who has the best drip on the team, best style?
Kennedy.
Ken? You going Ken?
It got to be Ken. I don't know.
I'll go JJ.
Okay, JJ.
Yeah,
all right.
JJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone has to be on aux the entire bus ride. Who is it?
Not JJ.
Not JJ. God, no.
Probably Jaden.
No, me.
Okay.
It has to be me.
You play raw wave the whole time.
Oh, no. It's just depending on the mood. I got whatever the mood is, I can get it.
He's a real DJ. He knows. I have a feeling this might be you, best dancer on the team, because you were dancing on the stage before we started.
Nah, me. I break out the dance moves before every game.
If you think Frank can dance, oh my goodness.
I just be moving my body for real. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, next question. If you guys were all put in a dunk contest, we saw Mac McClung do it, so anyone can do it. Who would win that dunk contest out of the team?
Healthy a call.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, yeah.
For sure?
Yeah.
I've seen some dunks from him, I believe it. All right, you guys have been on the road together quite a bit, so I'm sure you've had a lot of meals together. Pickiest eater?
I don't know.
It's going to have to be JJ.
Does our trainer Grant count?
Sure, that counts.
Okay, great.
Coach said Jason, so.
Me?
Yeah.
How am
He
I
pointed
picky?
at you. He didn't even see it.
Oh, you don't eat pork, huh?
Oh, okay, yeah, then it'll have to be me.
Okay. All right. Couple more questions left. Team jokester.
Me. Come
I
on.
can go, Frank. We'll give it to
All right,
Frank. We'll give
Frankie.
it to Frank.
Okay. Who is always in the weight room? Biggest lifter on the team?
Grant.
Grant, come on, hands down.
Hands
President
down?
Big Dog.
That's Resident
Okay.
Big Dog
Yeah.
right
All
there.
right. This question, Crutch is going to love. Most likely to make the team run sprints during practice?
Last week, or 2 weeks ago, it was Jay Sean.
Yeah.
He was popping off at practice. I don't know what got in his head.
All right, who's going to run more? Because I'd have to say
Kennedy.
Ken.
Yeah.
Kennedy. Yeah.
That's about right.
agrees.
That's about right.
It must be true if Coach agrees. Well, guys, thank you so much. Good luck at Denver, and then good luck in the Summit League tournament. We're so excited for you, as always. Go
Thank you.
Mavs.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you guys so much.
Thank you.